Hi everyone, welcome back. This is Miss Mansouri and this is going to be your maths lesson for today. So today's focus is making equal and unequal groups. So before we begin, we are going to start off with a quick revision of what we've done previously. So we are going to be looking at skip counting in 2s, 5s and 10s. So what I would like you to do now is to get a pen and piece of paper, and you are going to pause the video and you are going to complete the missing numbers for me. Okay, so pause the video as I've said, and I'm going to move on to the next part, okay? So, as I said, today we are focusing on equal and unequal groups. So, to begin, I want you to have a look at this picture. As you can see in the picture, there are red boats and yellow boats. So the first question I would like you to think about is, how many red boats are there? And then I would like you to think next about how many people are in each red boat. So I want you to pause for a minute and have a think. So let's go on to the next one. So the next thing I would like you to think about is, how many yellow boats are there? And I also want you to think about how many people are there in each boat. Once you've done this, I would like you to write them down on a piece of paper just so you can remember. If I wanted you to count all of the people in the red boat, how would you count them? If I asked you to count all of the people in the yellow boat, how would you count them as well? So just remember to think about equal and unequal groups. So while you're working that out, please pause, and I'm going to go through the answers on the next page. So let's begin looking at the red boats. We already identified that there were 4 red boats. 1, 2, 3, 4. We then identified that there are 2 people in each of the red boats, which means there are 4 groups of 2 people. 2, 2, 2, and 2, which means we can make counting a lot easier. So let's think back of what we've learned before last week about counting in 2s. Can you count with me, please? 2, 4, 6, 8. Well done if you said 8 at home. So we know that there are 8 people in total. Let's have a look at the yellow boats now. So there are 3 yellow boats, as you can see. But what is different? Let me think. There is 1 person in one boat, 3 in the next, and 5 in another. Would that make it very easy to count? I don't think so. So we know that one boat has 1 person, one boat has 3 people in it, and one has 5 people in it. The red boats show that there are equal groups, but the yellow boats do not show equal groups, which makes it a bit more tricky to count. So let's have a look at one of the picture on the board for me, please. As you can see, there are some buns on a plate. I want you to talk to your mummies and daddies, or if they're a little bit busy, maybe tell your teddy next door to you, are they equal or unequal groups? Let's have a look. Well, the groups are equal. Each plate has 3 buns, 1, 2, 3 on one plate, 1, 2, 3 on the second plate, and 1, 2, 3 on the third plate. So they are equal. There are 3 groups, 1, 2, 3, of 3 on each plate. Let's move on to the next one. Let's see if you can do this one by yourselves. So, are these equal or unequal? Whisper it quietly to your teddy. If you haven't worked out yet, please pause just so you can finish working it out. I'm going to move on to the next one to tell you what the answers are. So, the groups are unequal. The last plate only has 4 strawberries, whereas the rest of them have 5, as you can see. So these are unequal. There are 4 groups of 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and one group of 4, 1 by itself, which means that it's not that easy to count. So what I'm going to ask you for your task today is, I would like you to draw a table on a piece of paper like this. So you're going to get a pencil and you're going to draw a straight line. If you do not have a ruler at home, maybe you can have a look around your home for something with a very straight edge that you could use as a temporary ruler. And then you're going to draw a column going down. In one column, you are going to write the word equal. And then in the next column, you are going to write unequal. So if you do have a print at home, I will upload some pictures up onto Tapestry that you may like to print out, and you can stick them into the different groups. Or if you do not have that, then have some challenges and try and draw them yourselves. Okay, so what you are going to do is you are going to work out if these are equal groups. So you're going to either put it in to equal or unequal. Okay, so let's have a look at the first, and I'll do it with you. So let's have a look at the blocks of cubes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We know that that has 5 in it, don't we? Let's have a look at the next one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fantastic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This means I have 3 groups, and in each group there is 5. So does that make them equal? Yes, it does. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you. I'm going to do it very quickly because I'm not going to draw them. I'm going to copy it and I'm going to put it into the right column. So we know that they are equal because there is 3 groups of 5. So you are going to draw them, if you do not have the pictures at home, into the right categories. Okay, so I'm going to leave it on this page for you to pause, and I'm going to continue on through the slides. Please continue with that activity. And just to finish up today, I want you to think, who do you agree with? And can you explain why? So Jensen thinks that all the groups are equal, so each one of these groups are equal. But Aisha only thinks only 2 groups are equal. I would like you to try and solve this problem. Okay? So again, I'd like you to pause on this page to try and solve that problem. I'm going to go through the answer on the next page. So, first thing you have to do is you have to count how much is in each group. So I'm going to begin with looking at the first group. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, they're in rows of 5, so I can do 5 and 10, linking back to my skip counting that I did previously. So I know the first group has 10, and I know that they match. They look identical, the same. So I'm going to again write 10. They've tried to trick us here, I think, because they're not in an array to show us the actual lines. So let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we know that this has 10 as well. So Jensen is right because all of the groups have 10. So the last group has just been arranged in a different order. So they just look differently. So there is 3 groups of 10. So well done to be said there at home. And that is the end of our lesson for today. Come back tomorrow for another lesson on equal groups. Good luck, year 1.